Hey everybody, it's Dina Rica with the Creativity Cave, and check out this super cute set called Hippo Happiness. There's a set of dies that coordinates with it, which is amazing. Even if you don't like the stamp set, the dies are fantastic. And then the real awesome thing is this new rainbow glimmer paper that we have in our new catalog. I love it so much. So I have a couple of really cute cards to share with you. So the first is really cute, fun, happy card with the Hippo Happiness. And then the next one is kind of a fancy card with one of our new sentiment sets. And it is called Best Year. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with the Hippo Happiness. So I am going to take a half a sheet of basic gray and fold this in half with my bone folder. And then I'm also going to, now I went ahead and die cut from the Hippo Happiness dies. There are, well, actually I don't have them all in here, but there's a full set of adorable dies, including the unicorn horn. And then there's a couple more labels here and several sets of labels that you can kind of intertwine. So I die cut this out of a piece of basic gray cardstock, the largest label. And then I also die cut another piece that kind of nests in with this one using that beautiful rainbow glimmer paper. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and what I want to do is create a little unicorn magic. So I've got a scrap of white cardstock that I'm going to use here. I'll bring in my scrap paper. So I'm going to do a little Stampin' Offs, and I've got some really helpful tips for using the stamps in this stamp set. So I want to use, actually I have a really cute color combination for this. So I've got Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, Smoky Slate, and Basic Gray. So I'm going to start with the Coastal Cabana, and I want to stamp my unicorn. And it's a two-step stamp, so there's the detail and the solid. And I'm actually going to start with the detail because I find that's a little bit easier. So I'll ink this up with my Coastal Cabana ink and stamp it down full strength. Then what I'm going to do is ink up the solid piece, stamp it off, and then it's a little easier to line up because you can see exactly where you're going. And then I'll stamp that down, and you can see there's the rest of my cute little unicorn. Now he's got a cute little face too, so we're going to put that on him, which is this basic gray ink pad. And basically I'm going to take the two nostrils right here, these two guys, and line them up right here and here on my unicorn. And perfect. Isn't that just too stinking cute? Now there's a unicorn stamp that you can add, but what I actually am going to do is just die cut that piece out and add it to my card. So when you die cut it, it's going to look like this. I did that ahead of time. So cute. And then I also die cut a little unicorn horn right here. I'm going to set it right here so I can find it. If I set it here, I'll lose it in the white. Now, I also want to take and create a background with my unicorn stamps. So I'll clean them just as soon as I remember what oh, here we go. I was going to say, just as soon as I remember where I put my chamois, because I'm going to stamp them in basic gray ink on the background of my basic gray card. So just like before, I'll take and stamp that detail stamp first, like this. And as I'm going around, you can see going all over the place just to create a fun little background. All right, and then likewise, we'll stamp off this and then just line it up. And like I said, it's really easy to line up once you've done the detail first. I really like that part. I tried it the other way around, and I'll just say I wasn't real successful. So I find this is a really useful tip. And that goes true for all the different images in this set. Is when you stamp that detail one first, full strength, the stamped off or the lighter inked version is much easier to line up. Okay, there we go. So that's super cute. We're going to add in the face pieces too, because that really makes this extra cute. And it's okay if you don't have them lined up perfectly, which I am really not doing very well. It's kind of tricky to do it when your camera is in the way, to be completely honest. Oh, that one's closer. Not bad. Okay, that one's pretty good. All right, so I've got that on there. I'm also going to add the cute little flower that comes in here just to sort of fill this in a little bit and make it fun. Like so. Okay, that looks pretty cute. Now, of course, right here, we are going to add that label so it will cover up that most of that space. All right, now what I'm going to do is pop this layer up with some dimensionals. And I have to tell you, I really have loved this Glimmer paper. You can use a big hunk of it, just a little touch of it. It doesn't matter. It is so much fun to just add a touch of it to your cards, and it just brightens everything up and makes it happy, and who doesn't love that? All right, I'm also going to, well, actually, yeah, I'm going to pop this layer up too. You know what? It's a unicorn. You can pop it up. It's all good. So we'll pop that up right there. And now I've got some beautiful Pool Party. What is this called? It's just called sheer ribbon. And I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to feed it between my layers of cardstock here. Now, one of the things I love about this stamp set, and actually I totally put the dimensionals in the wrong spot for this. I forgot. But luckily I can kind of peel them off, which is nice. Just readjusting a little. That's all good. I wanted my ribbon to go in between the layers. That's why. Okay, so there we go. Got that on. And this adds just a nice little sheer. The sheer almost looks sparkly, so it's kind of perfect. And I'll just give that a little trim. And we'll tie a knot with this right here. And then, of course, we're going to add our unicorn and the unicorn horn because, oh my gosh, it's just so stinking cute. Okay. There we go. Trim that just a touch. All right, now in our stamp set, there is a sentiment that says, when in doubt, be a unicorn. So naturally, I cut those apart. If you just use I just used my snips and I could carefully cut them apart. And then I've got a little strip of cardstock here. So I'm going to stamp the sentiments right on here. So when in doubt, and then I'm going to trim that off like that. And then I'll use my triple banner to do the little flag end. Okay, so when in doubt, and I'm going to add that right up here. I think popped up too, because why not? Good for a little edge piece. There we go. And then I've got my unicorn, which is just as cute as can be. And I'm going to adhere that to my label with a little bit of Seal Plus. It's just a little stickier for that Glimmer paper. And I'm going to kind of put it just a little bit at an angle going up like that. And then, of course, I've got the unicorn horn. And so I'll take a glue dot and kind of roll it into a log. And I'll use that to adhere to my card. Like so. Oh my gosh, it's just so cute. Okay, then I'm going to stamp the other portion of my sentiment down here. And the reason is because I'm going to ink it up kind of fun. So I'm going to take my Coastal Cabana and I'm just going to stamp off a layer of ink. Then I'm going to ink up, so I'm going to leave B stamped off. I'm going to ink up a unicorn with full strength Coastal Cabana. And then I'm going to take my Bermuda Bay and do just the word unicorn. And what that does is it gives me kind of an ombre effect with my sentiment, which is fun. And there we go. Isn't that cute? So I'll snip that and we'll punch it. Like so. And I think I'll snip just a teeny bit more off. And then we'll pop this up right here under our unicorn. Actually, I think I'm going to just adhere that. Okay. There we go. Now with the Seal Plus, when it sticks out, I'm just going to kind of flip it back and then it'll be hidden, which is perfect. Okay. So there we go. How stinking cute is that card? Oh my gosh. Now I've got another card for you that's totally different, total different style and everything, but also really fun and beautiful. Oh, I have to show you this too, by the way. I made this last week during my, or earlier this week during my Facebook Live. Actually, YouTube Live, sorry. But look at how stinking cute that is with the hippo and the little bow. I just had to share that. Okay, so my next card is going to feature the stamp set Best Year, and this is actually a bundle that comes with some plaid making dies. Now, I haven't played with the dies yet, but I loved the stamp set, loved the sentiments in it, and really wanted to use that. So I'm going to start with a Misty Moonlight card base. I've already folded it actually. And then I took a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 piece of Misty Moonlight and I embossed it with my texture folder, which just leaves kind of a cool little almost fabric-like texture. I really like that folder. I also cut for myself a 3 by 4 inch piece of printed paper. This is from, what is the name of that paper? But like flowers for every season. I've been using a ton of it. I'm actually on my second package of it. So I cut that to 3 by 4, and then I'm going to adhere it to a Bumblebee panel that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Like that. And then I'm going to pop this up onto my card. I just love how beautiful this paper is. Now I didn't adhere my embossed piece yet, and the reason is because I want to add some ribbon to that before I adhere it to my card base. Okay, so that looks really nice. Now I thought I would take and stamp on a scrap my sentiment. And so I'm just going to use a little bit of Versamark and stamp that on here. And I'll grab my white embossing powder. And I'm going to emboss my sentiment. It says, "Happy birthday to you." And it's really pretty. I love the mixing of the fonts. So this is Bumblebee cardstock. And it just looks so great when you heat that with the white powder. I would say white powder is probably my most used embossing powder. All right, that looks great. Now I'm going to die cut this with my, I think they're called Tasteful Labels dies. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'll have the correct names on my blog post. So I'm just going to put a Post-it over that and run it through my Big Shot. Now, when I do that, this is what I get. Notice the little nick out of this. Have you ever done that where you die cut something and you like miss it, you know, like the edge of your scrap, there's a cut, you know, from something else? That makes me crazy, but I've got a way to help cover that up. So I'm going to show you that in just a second here. Now on my card, I also die cut from that same set of dies, this label. It's got a nice stitched edge. It's from the same set of dies as this one and those Tasteful Labels, and I die cut that, and I'm going to layer the two. I didn't want to cover up all this beautiful paper, and I didn't want it to be too, I don't know, I thought the vellum was a nice subtle look for this. And then I'm going to put that label over the top. But we got to get rid of that piece. So the best way I know how to do that is with some ribbon. So I've got the ribbon that coordinates. There's a little ribbon combo pack that coordinates with this, this printed paper. And so what I'm going to do is just adhere this with my seal. Put some adhesive right in the middle, and then I'm going to tie my ribbon right around over this layer, and then I'll put my die cut over the top of that. Okay, so I'm going to snip the end of this, and what I want to do is lay this down so that my ribbon is kind of in between. And then when we tie the knot, it's going to cover up that little nick out of my die cut like it wasn't even there in the first place. Okay, so I'll tie my ribbon like so. And then look, it covers that up perfectly. So no one will ever be the wiser. Now, if you really need to, you can also put a glue dot, you know, just to hold it in place, and that would be good too. But isn't that awesome how that works? And then I'll go ahead and adhere this to my card base by just using a little bit of my seal. I love my seal. It's getting, I'm needing a little time to get used to it just because I haven't used a tape runner like this in a while, but I really do like it. I think it works awesome. And look at this beautiful card. So pretty. Now, I could certainly embellish this a little bit if I wanted to. One of our new embellishments are these cute enamel dots. So we could put a couple of these on here, I think, if I can get them open. Okay, so I'm just going to take and put a couple right here and another one right there. And I think I might just leave it at that. I also feel like this is kind of popping up funny, so I'm going to tuck a little dimensional under here just to hold it down so it doesn't stick up funny. There we go. All right, so I hope you've loved my 2 cards featuring new products from our annual catalog. If you haven't already, please join me for the new catalog kickoff event. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. It is a super fun event. We have we've done one YouTube live. We have one more to go next week, and I've got tons of prizes to give away yet, so it is so much fun. The cost is $12, and you get access to the group for life. There's tons of inspiration, including a card challenge. We have mystery stamping coming up next week. Like I said, another YouTube live and lots of prizes to give away. So it's not too late to get in on the fun. So I hope you'll join us. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel right here. Click that subscribe now button. You won't miss any of my awesome videos that I post each week. And if you could, if you need to order anything, I would be so grateful to be your demonstrator. I have an amazing VIP rewards program that I'd love to welcome you to, and would be so honored to be your demonstrator. So thank you guys so much. All the supplies I used can be found in that description as well, including the dimensions and colors and everything that I used. Thank you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.